This team looks lost! Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Stats Show videocast. Here recapping last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Boston Red Sox as the Phillies lose 11-3 to the Red Sox as you drop the first game of the three-game series. As this was a circus act put on by the Phillies defense last night. Albon with another error. Bryce Harper also misplaying a ball. Get your head in the game. I mean, these are fundamental plays. We're a 500 baseball team. I mean, I don't know how many times I'm going to say it. I guess before getting into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. I just don't know what to say about this team anymore. We're just playing awful baseball right now. There's just no other way to say it. And this is what you expect out of a 500 baseball team. We have the first base Boston Red Sox coming into Philadelphia. And boy, oh boy, did they really just land the Phillies in game one of the series. There's no question about that. Aaron Nola was on the mound in this one. We all know that going into this game, he's been struggling his past couple starts. And I was a little bit hopeful going into this ball game because I'm thinking like, okay, Aaron Nola, I understand he's been struggling, but you know what, we're home. Aaron Nola home is very, very good. And it didn't start off so good. There's no question about it. Another rough start for Aaron. I don't know what's going on with Aaron. They quote ace of the rotation, not pitching very ace-like. And it just goes to show you, and it further proves my point that Zach Lear has been a better pitcher than Aaron Nola over the past two seasons. There's no question about it. He's been much, much better. He's been much more consistent. Aaron Nola, we all know he's a better pitcher in the start of the month. If you're going to be, consideration of Cy Young Award, you got to be good in all months of the year, right? And I understand that, of course, you're going to have an off start here and there, but Aaron Nola, his inconsistencies do concern me quite often, and we all know he cannot pitch in a big game. Boy, oh boy, he just did not have a last name. This Phillies bullpen, it's just... Everyone wants to think, going into the season, we're so much better and everything. I mean, last night, the past couple of nights have proved that we're really not that much better. We're really not. I mean, are we better than 2020? Yeah, but honestly, it didn't take much to be better than the 2020 Phillies bullpen because that was in a historically bad bullpen, so it didn't take much to be better than that bullpen. It didn't take much. It's simply no excuse. It's kind of a vague statement. We're better than the 2020 Phillies bullpen. We're better than the bullpen last year. That's kind of a vague statement because the last year's bullpen was so just horrific and terrible that it doesn't take a lot to be better than that bullpen. So you could still have a really, really bad bullpen and be better than 2020 Phillies bullpen. So pick up the scoring summary. Top of the first inning, Xander Bogaerts, he grounds out the first base, and Alex Verdugo, the Dodgers' former prospect, comes around to score, and it's now 1-0 Boston. So this Red Sox team, after they lost Mookie Betts and traded him away to the Dodgers and along with David Price, I thought they were done. I thought, boy, oh boy, they were kind of just blowing it up their team. And I was wrong. Alex Verdugo has been great for them. I thought he was going to be a key piece in the Dodgers organization for a while, and he ends up being involved in that trade, going over to the Boston Red Sox, and he's been very, very good there. Yeah, I tell you what, he likes to hit against the Phillies. There's no question about that. You saw that last year, too. So it's now 1-0 Red Sox. In the same inning, Rafael Devers, he doubles on a fly ball to left field. JD Martinez scores. And it's now 2-0 Red Sox. So J.D. Martinez, another guy, signed that big contract in the 2018 season with the Red Sox. Had a great 2018 campaign, and we all know the Red Sox did underperform in 2019, and then 2020 they just didn't really have that great of a team. They also suffered some injuries too. But J.D. Martinez having a great season up in Boston for the Red Sox. There's no question about that. So it's now 2-0 Boston. Then at the bottom of the third inning, I was so happy at this point of the ball game. I thought, oh boy, hopefully our offense is coming alive a little bit. Jean Segura, who's been swinging a pretty cold bat. He almost on a fly ball to left center field. That was a no-doubter. He got all of that one, folks. He stood there and watched him. Jean Segura definitely not known for hitting a lot of home runs. Boy, he enjoyed that one. A two-run shot also scores Andrew McCutchen, and the Phillies now tied at 2. Unbelievable. Great job, Gene the Hit Machine, right? You love to see that. He smoked that ball, as I said. He really did. That was off of Martin Perez, the Red Sox starter in this one. He made a big mistake there to Jean Segura, and the ball game is knotted up to 2. Like I said, I thought we had a shot there. I really, really did. Of course, right? But you know what? Another thing is, it's really, really bad. It just goes to show you how bad our offense has been. My dad said this last night, and it just was so true. And I thought about it, and it's just so true. It's really just a bad feeling when you go down 2-0 and you almost feel like it's an insurmountable lead. You just can't come back. That's a really, really bad feeling. That goes to show that our offense has been asleep. Usually for a good team, you're down 2-0. That's nothing. No big deal. But almost when we go down 2-0, it almost feels like an insurmountable lead because how bad our offense has been. Failure, to hit run scoring position. The failure to get guys on base recently, right? I mean, you saw, especially when we lost 6-0 in Miami. I mean, not only not hitting run scoring position, we're not even getting guys in scoring position sometimes. So this offense has just been dead silent. A lot of I understand we've had going down to injuries. With JT Mucha now going on the 10-day IL, right? And we're going to talk about that. Dieter Gores has been on the 10-day IL. Bryce Harper has really cooled off. He's been in the midst of a slump right now, 2 for his last 20. So, we have had some, some slumps. There's no doubt about that. That's when a big guy like Rhys Hoskins needs to step up, though. I'm just going to say that's when a guy like Rhys Hoskins needs to step up, and even Alec Bohm needs to step up. And there's no doubt about that. I've been saying that for a long time. Then it's up to the 5th inning. I wasn't tired for too long. Danny Santana, he homers on a fly ball to right field, his first home run of the season. And the Red Sox now retake the lead, now a 3-2 ball game. That was off of Aaron Nola. Just like Aaron Nola, I mean, come on. Like I told you at the beginning of the video, it's just like the inconsistencies drive me crazy. Has this one, great start. And in the past, couple of starts, he's been looking really bad. Like I said, he's not a good pitcher on the road. When we went back home, thinking okay, we all know he wasn't good on the road. He struggled his past couple of starts. It was on the road, so now we're at home. Even at home. Last night, he was not very good last night. Boy, oh boy. And then it's 7th inning, Xander Bogaerts, he singles on a sharp line drive to left field. Alex Verdugo and JD Martinez come around the score. And the Red Sox now extend the lead, now a 5-2 ball game off of Aaron Nola. I just no words for that. And he just continues to show he's not locating his pitches well. We all know he loves to throw that curveball, with 2 strikes. I mean, I really like Aaron Nola's change. I think my favorite pitches has got to be that curveball. It's just filthy. It's just devastating. He's not really executing his pitches too well. We all know he doesn't have an overpowering fastball. I mean, he has a decent fastball. I think he's more well known for, a change up in the, definitely the curve, right? I mean, there's no question about that. Absolutely devastating. And also on this play, I just don't have to say, a throwing error from Alec Bohm. It's another error from Alec Bohm. I don't know what to say. I gave you that stat the day before in yesterday's video about how bad he's been, in 9 errors and I don't forget how many innings. But here we go again. The day later, he makes another error. Oh boy, that was a horrible throw from Alec Bohm. There's no doubt about that. Just not a very good throw. There's no question about it. Boy, that was just not good at all. And then it's up to the 6th inning. We bring in Connor Brogdon. And I tell you what, I went to this guy's defense. I said, he had that one bad appearance against the San Francisco Giants. I'm thinking hey, he's really settled down. Well, Hunter Renfroe, he singles on a sharp ground ball to left field. Christian Vasquez scores. And it's now a 6-2 ball game, and we make another error. Andrew McCutchen. That's a routine play right there. I understand we're all going to mess up on a routine play. You saw, put his glove there, but ball goes right behind him. And the run probably would have scored anyway, Vasquez. But, it just didn't make it any better. It just did not. 6-2 Boston. Enough with these errors. I'm tired of it. We look at the bad news Bears out there. Clean it up. I understand we're a 5-inch baseball team, but, there's no excuse to where we're playing right now. There's no excuse. Really just no excuse. Then about the 6th inning, Alec Bohm, he singles on his short line drive to left field. Gene Segura comes around to score, and it's the Phillies cut the lead in half. Now a 6-3 ball game. That would be our final run of the ball game. Now, honestly, Alec Bohm had an RBI single. It doesn't even really excite me. There's no question about that. Number one, it's a loss. Number two, I'm just so over how bad he's been, defensively. He's just been a liability out there. I made that point. I think we can officially say he's on the verge of a defensive liability. How many errors he's making, especially when we all thought he improved. Boy, I was wrong about that. Oh, my goodness gracious. Consistently at the plate, he's not been good this year. There's no doubt about that. I've been saying that a lot. He's not getting on base. His OPS is terrible. He's not having a good year defensively. His average is terrible. Like I said, it's one thing if he's getting on base at least. He's not even getting on base. He's it's close to 250 on base percentage. That is terrible. His OPS also very low. There's simply no excuse for what Alec Bohm is playing right now. Then it's up to the 7th inning. They got it right back as drop field Devers, he homers on a fly ball to right field. A 2-inch also scores Enrique Hernandez, former Los Angeles Dodger, his 12th home run of the season already. And it's now an 8-3 Red Sox lead. So that was again off of Connor Brogdon, who seemed to have a bit of a rocky appearance last night. I understand everybody's due for an off night. But the rocky appearances he had have been really, really rocky, right? He's had some really, really, dominating, great performances. Then he's had performances like last night and then against San Francisco, where he's just looked awful. Then they would not be done. Top of the 9th inning, Christian Vasquez went out on a couple more as he doubles on a fly ball to right field. And Bryce Harper totally misplays it. Just to add to another just defensive miscue, he was not good at an air on that one, but still not a very heads-up play. Totally misplayed it. JD Martinez and Bogarts and Rafael Devers score a bases clearing double for Christian Vasquez, and it's now 11-3 Boston, and that's your final. Boy, oh boy, long scoring summary there. They totally just crush us. I mean, we got 6 hits and this one, made 3 errors, just absolutely disgraceful. 3 errors last night. But Gene Segura, I mean, he's kind of swinging a little bit of a cold bat. He got 3 hits last night. Your Phillies offensive player of the game. He looked very, very good at the plate last night. There's no question about that. But Andrew McCutchen collecting the one out of the leadoff spot. Bryce Harper 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He's been striking out a lot. He's in the last 20 at-bats, he struck out 10 times. That's half of his at-bats over the 20 at-bats he struck out. That's still bad right there. He only has 1 walk in his last 20 at-bats. He has definitely been looking sluggish, and he needs to pick it up. Right? I understand that, every player's gonna have you can go through a little bit of a down period, but boy, his downs are really, really dramatic. There's no question about that, and we've kind of entered it now, hitting 285. His average is dipping. There's no question about that. His average is dipping. But Reese Hoskins with the 2 walks. But Alec Bohm, a 2-hit night last night. Like I said, it still really bothers me. He made that terrible defensive miscue over at third base. It's just how many times? Right? How many times did you get the RBI single? But Odubel Herrera ended that little hit streak he had. Unfortunately, everything has to come to an end, though, right? It is what it is, right? It's not really the end of the world. But we definitely need JT Muto back because Andrew Knapp has just not been doing the best of work at the plate, now hitting 164. So he's looked awful. Matt Joyce is back, too. Another thing I forgot to talk about. But Aaron Nola, 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs. Only 4 of them were earned. 1 walk and 9 strikeouts. I mean, 9 strikeouts is real impressive through 5. But it's just still, it's really not that big a deal to me. I understand that. Yeah, I'm happy he struck out 9 and just 5. But, it just annoys me how much solid contact he's allowing. 7 hits? Come on, man. You got to do better than that. I understand the defense definitely didn't help him. There's no question about that. We definitely didn't help him out there. You got to do better than that. There's no doubt about that. He knows it, too. He knows it. Gets smacked with a loss now 3-4 in the year. He's a 3.94 ERA. But Connor Brogdon also not the best of appearances. I understand only 1 of those runs are earned, but he still allowed a home run like that. He's still allowed a couple of hits. I understand those runners are not put on base. Some of those runners are not put on base by him, but he's still allowing hits. Now 3 hits. That's still not very good. But Vince Velasquez, he looked very, very good last night. And in the third, striking out 3. He looked very, very good at it coming out of the bullpen. He's not been terrible this year. He hasn't. Knock on wood, right? Knock on wood. He has not been absolutely terrible this year. But Chase Anderson also, oh my goodness gracious, coming into relief, and he looked awful. Only an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, all 3 were earned. Boy, oh boy, just like Chase Anderson, Matt Moore, they're both, you could just check them off as terrible. So there's no question about that. So the Phillies lose the first game of the series. I think we all saw that one coming. The Nationals beat the Orioles for the 2-year final as Steven Strasburg's back. He only went 5 innings. It's just who really cares about that? They're playing the Orioles. And to make matters worse, the Marlins, boy, after they had a prime opportunity to win the ballgame, they ended up losing to the Mets 6-5. As the Mets, they've had the easiest schedule the past couple of weeks. And look what happened. They had to play a legit team like the Braves. They got swept out. I understand they did win 2 out of 3 against the Braves, but barely. The Mets have definitely had it easy. I'm looking forward until they play some real opponents. But the Marlins, the Marlins are not a bad team. There's no question about that, like I said before. So 7-15, the first pitch tonight. Spencer Howard, Chase Anderson is out of the rotation. I forgot to talk about that. And I kind of thought I did because when I said he came out of the bullpen, I already thought I talked about it before, but I didn't yet. So Spencer Howard called back up, making his first start of 2021. Wasn't very good last year. Oh no, he did have some injury issues last year. There's no question about that. Nathan Valdi on the mound for the Red Sox, 4-2. They 4.50 ERA. JT Muto going on the 10-day IL, but it's going to be backdated now, 3 days, because he's already been out at least 3 days. So I think he's only eligible for, he's eligible to come off about a week. So that's good. But JT is on the IL. So guys, thanks for watching. I will be there tonight, 7:15, the first pitch. That's going to win. Spencer Howard, go out there and pitch us a gem, please. Do it what you did in AAA. He was very good in AAA so far this year. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. Let's bounce back. Clean up these mistakes and start playing better. I'll see you guys.